KEMISETSO BALOY, it's a South African international sevens rugby player and a rugby rascals. Have you ever heard about him? Not yet. Welcome, KEMISETSO.
Hi, thank you.
I'm trying to say in your language, welcome. So you have to correct me if I'm wrong. So it's Te Aho Amogela.
You got that right. Galebo.
Can you pronounce correctly, please?
Kiao amogela.
Yes, you can hear totally another things. But I'm doing my best just to confirm the fact that many different cultures are playing rugby in South Africa. So please, can you just tell us something about your language and the culture that is tied to this language, please?
Hi, Kiao amogela is Sepedi for I welcome you. And in South Africa, we have 11 official languages, so Sepedi is one of them. A majority of the speakers are found in Limpopo. I grew up speaking Sepedi because my mother is a Pedi woman and my father is a Tsonga man, which is another very big ethnic group in South Africa, also found in Limpopo. We have, I don't know how many speakers of the language we have, but I know there's a lot of them where I live in Gauteng, and there's also people from other ethnic groups, and we just mix together and we get along. I live in a township called Soshanguve. I started playing rugby when I was 15 in 2013, and I saw a girl who played rugby. She was wearing Springbok clothes. She happened to play for the SA under-18 team. So I saw her and I just got interested. I didn't really know that there was rugby in Soshanguve, but through her I was able to get into the system and playing the sport. Initially they were kind of shocked because they'd never really heard about rugby and they didn't know that there was women's rugby until I actually joined. In the beginning, they were kind of hesitant to let me play, but then they just let me stick through it, and they've been supportive ever since. On the men's side, things are very formalized for them. On our side, I'm going to speak from my perspective and from what I've experienced. I play for the Boom Bulls, and we don't really get a lot of game time. And we don't have a formalized league where clubs actually come through and play. Even our season is not as long. We have what we call the interprovincial throughout South Africa, where all the other unions come through and we compete. But all that also is very short. We don't really get enough game time to actually prepare us so we can improve as rugby players, so we can be able to compete internationally. There's not a lot of rugby in schools. So what happens is if you're lucky enough to know about the Blue Bulls Youth Training Center, and if it's available at your school, they're able to join in through that. But otherwise, there's not much knowledge about getting into rugby as a young girl. Rascals is a non-profit organization that is going to be launched soon. We're still trying to secure funding so we can get the program up and running. What we do is we teach rugby, rather we use rugby as a way to develop the gross and fine motor skills of children between the ages of 2 and 8 in very underprivileged communities around Pretoria. So my job is I'm one of the directors, and I also handle our social media. We're still building the program and trying to fine-tune certain details before we formally launch. Hopefully, we'll have the support of the communities, and the parents can also participate as well, and the program will go as the program grows, we'll see and try to include other age groups as well and go to different communities. The most common one is definitely, don't you get hurt? I get asked that question a lot, and people, just random strangers, just ask me if I can tackle them. They usually think rugby is this thing that is very rough. Of course, it's a contact sport, but the mentality that most people have is that since they haven't been exposed to the sport and seeing women actually play it, they assume that the laws are more lenient for us, whereas it's not like that. We play the standard, same rules as the men, same content, everything. It builds confidence and it boosts someone's self-esteem. So I think when a woman is confident and they're able and they realize that they can actually achieve their goals, they can translate that into their actual lives, their personal lives, where they more confident, they're not able to chase after their dreams. Very fragile climate. It's not very safe for women here, especially with GBV and the high counts of rape and the violence against women. So with rugby, I think we actually learn the skills and the awareness of ourselves, and we know how to read the situations around us so we can actually better protect ourselves. I have my very first Blue Bulls jersey. I got it when I first made the Blue Bulls under 16 team back in 2013. It was within 3 months of me taking up rugby. So I feel like that has stuck with me throughout the years. Definitely a moment where I knew that I could follow my dreams. I just need to work hard towards it. I knew that hard work was going to pay off, so I was definitely happy. Throughout the years, it's always been, it doesn't get easier, you get stronger.
One rugby.
One love.